So I'm here with Lynn Snodgrass at Drake 7 Dees, and you know, Lynn, these are some charming little bowls of very tiny plants.
Thank you.
What's going on with them?
Well, they may look tiny now, but they're going to be tiny later too. These are miniature plants. Now there's a difference between miniature and dwarf. Do you know that?
Well, I would assume that there would because they have a different name, but how would you know?
Well, obviously you need to know the growth habit of the plant. The tags will tell you. But let's talk about that for a minute. A dwarf, Cryptomeria, for instance, may get 10 feet tall because the parent Cryptomeria gets 30 feet tall. So it's dwarf.
So comparatively, it's small.
Right. These plants here all happen to be miniature, and they're such fun. There's such a trend now in the small gardens that we have.
Well, and that's a good point, Lynn, because so many places, this would look great even on a patio, and you would have a little landscape.
Absolutely. Or those train enthusiasts, or if you know somebody that is a train enthusiast, these are wonderful. Let's talk about the plants a little bit. This is in the Chamaecyparis family.
Beautiful color.
This is a blue gem. Fun, great color. I love the color. And then right next to it we have a lemon gem, and it's in the holly family. It's an ilex, same family as the hilary. This will get 2 feet tall max, so it's done growing. This is going to get a foot tall. That's the miniature part.
Yeah.
We've got right here sedum,
which are always fun.
Always fun. Texture, color, it's great. And then we've got the Mondo Grass.
And I'm assuming that's the little tiny dwarf variety.
It is the little tiny, in fact, 1 inch. These are mature.
Yeah,
this is it. That's all that's going to happen. And then this is Speedwell. It's a great ground cover. It's going to cascade over our little garden here. And then the gnome. I don't know how tall this gnome is going to get, but it's there.
It's true. So really, it's taking something like this one has more of like almost an Asian feel with a little bridge and pond in it.
And we've got the rush,
which is a great plant, and the Potentilla.
Right. Yep. And this blooms all summer. It's just between blooms right now, but it blooms all summer long. Very fun. And then what we have here is a gold cone. It's a juniper. It's going to get 2 feet tall. You could make it look bonsai, but it's not a bonsai.
Well, I was going to say, what is the difference then with a bonsai and these little tiny plants in pots?
The majority of the plants that we have here are only going to get 2 feet tall. A bonsai requires root pruning and top pruning to keep it its miniature
because
growth.
It actually would be a huge plant if planted in the ground, but
actually could be. In fact, that's what the hornbeam is here. We've incorporated a bonsai in this miniature garden. And that's okay. What we're going to do is prune this out.
And two, I'm assuming, Lynn, that when you say something stops growing, that doesn't mean that it'll never grow again. It might grow, you know, the stem will get bigger, it'll continue to grow.
It stays alive. It stays alive and it replenishes itself. But it's met its maximum height or its maximum width.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Contrary to us.
Yeah.
We just keep it up, don't we?
And two, the most you would have to do in the future is perhaps a little pruning because these will spread out rhizomatically with roots under the ground. You can just trim that up, the little sedum here will hang over. So it's just really a very easy way to have a lovely landscape in a small space.
And it's so fun to bring it onto your patio, a condominium patio, and have something outside that gives you the greenery and the depth and the textures.
Lovely.
What fun.
You could even add little lights in there at Christmas time.
You probably could. And the gnome would have to have, he has a white beard.
Yeah, there you go. Well, listen, if you have any other questions about dwarf, miniature, you can certainly come by Drake's. You can go to gardentime.tv and we can click you over to their website. Lynn, it is always a pleasure to chat with you about the thing we love so much, which is plants. And we'll see you all in the little tiny landscape soon.